Hello children, today I am going to teach you the science third midterm lesson chapter 5 Materials all around us, page number 91. Look at this picture. You can see the globe and also there are houses from different parts of the world. These houses are made using different materials. Let's see the houses. Teepee in North America, igloo at the North Pole, grass house in South America, stone house in Africa. Igloos are made of blocks of snow. Teepee, buffalo skin. These houses are made of grass and these houses are made of stone. They have used different materials and also the shapes of the houses are different. Why is that? There are reasons. They use different materials because climate or the availability of resources. Teepee provide warmth in winter and also its shape protect from plains wind. The shape of the igloo protect it from warmth. When you consider these things, we can understand that the things and houses which are around us are made of different materials. You can find out of which material is your house made. Let's see what's a material. A substance from which something can be made. What do you learn from this lesson? Every material has specific properties that help us to choose suitable materials to make objects for specific purposes. Look at page number 93. This boy is carrying a toy car. I will show you a toy car. What are the materials used to make this car? The body is made out of plastic. The tires are made out of rubber. The windows are made out of plastic. The wheel is made out of metal. So here they have used different materials to make the car. Look at this picture. It's a bedroom. You can see there are so many objects in this room. What are the materials used to make these objects? Curtain, fabric. Window, glass and wood. Desk, wood. So, you do this activity at your home. Think about your bedroom and find the materials which are used to make the objects. There may be some objects that made using more than one material. Materials. Materials can be grouped under two categories. Natural materials, man-made materials. Natural materials can come from living things such as plants, animals and from the ground. Examples: wood, cotton, rubber are taken from plants. Leather, feathers, silk and wool are taken from animals. Metal is taken from the ground. Man-made materials are called as synthetic materials. Example: steel, it's a metal. Glass, plastic and ceramics. Now I am going to discuss about natural materials taken from plants. First, let's discuss about wood. We get wood from the woody stems of a tree. Look at this picture. These are some objects that we can make using wood as a material. Chopsticks, toothpicks, wooden peg, pen holder, paper. You can make a pen holder using craft sticks and paint it. You can decorate it nicely. Now let's learn about cotton. Cotton is taken from cotton plant. Cotton is a soft white fibrous substance. It's very light and soft. It holds a great amount of air. It absorbs moisture well. We wear cotton clothes during summer season to keep us cool. Cotton is used to make textile products such as towels, wets, and also cotton is used to make cotton buds and cotton purses. I will show you some examples. This is a cotton purse. This is a cotton towel. Now I am going to talk about rubber. Rubber is made from rubber tree sap, a white milk substance. This is a picture of rubber state. Characteristics of rubber. It is strong and flexible with a certain degree of elasticity. It is waterproof. Look at this picture. Rubber is widely used as a material to make gloves used by doctors and nurses. In addition to that, we use rubber to make so many things. To make gloves, balloons, erasers, rubber toys, rubber band, shower cap, so many. We learn natural materials which obtain from plants. Now we are going to learn about the natural materials which are obtained from animals. Let's learn about leather. Look at this picture. We use animal skin to make leather. Skin of many animals such as crocodile, cow, snakes, sheep, goat and pigs are used to make leather. As we discussed on page number 91, buffalo skin is used to make teepee. Both cotton and leather are commonly used to make clothes. Leather is rather heavier than cotton. Leather can be used to make belts, shoes, bags and many more things. Now let's learn about feathers. As we all know, only birds have feathers. Feathers keep birds warm by trapping their body heat. Feathers are very light. Feathers reduce the bird's body weight, so they need less energy to fly. Feather products are usually soft and light. Some products such as coats and blankets can keep warm when we fill with feathers. We can make shuttlecocks, feather marks using feathers. Let's discuss some special uses of feathers in the past. In the past, a large feather dipped in ink was used as a pen. Feathers were used as accessories in clothes and used as decorations. Silk. Silk is made from the cocoon of the silkworms. Silk is mainly used to make textiles for clothing such as shirts, formal dresses, saris, kimonos and ties. This is the life cycle of a silkworm. Adult moth, egg, larva, cocoon. Other than clothes, Silk is used to make fans, silk paintings, quill covers, silk bags and many more. Silk is strong and smooth. Usually, silk products are expensive. Wool. We get wool from the fur or hair of sheep. Wool is mainly used to make clothing such as gloves, woolen balls, jersey sweater, woolen hats and many more things. Unlike leather, wools come from the hair, not the skin of animals. You can see this picture. Therefore, the animal need not to be killed in order to obtain wool. Now let's learn about the natural material obtained from the ground. It's metal. Now let's learn about the characteristics of metal. Metal is strong, shiny, durable, we can use it for a long time, hard, good conductors of heat and electricity. Gold, iron, tin and copper are some examples for metal. Tin, bangles, coins, nail, hammer, wire. This is copper. Now we are going to talk about man-made materials. We call those as synthetic materials. Man-made materials. Why are man-made metals used instead of pure metals? Most pure metals, that means metals taken from the ground, are too soft for use. Other metals or materials are added to pure metals to make them stronger and harder, to make them more useful. These man-made metals are less easily corroded or get rusted. Example, stainless steel gas cooker is made out of stainless steel. Pure metals such as gold is soft, while man-made metal steel is hard. Let's see an example for man-made metals. Steel, brass. These are some examples. Objects: fork, spoon, key, paper clips, cup, spanner, drawing pin, safety pins. Now I am going to show you some man-made materials. We learn about steel. It's a man-made metal. Glass. We can make vase, glass, jugs, bottles using the material glass. Ceramic. Ceramic is a man-made material. We can make dishes and figures. Plastic. We can make plastic plates, straw, specks, spoons, plastic bags and rulers. These are man-made materials. We call those as synthetic materials. You can play this game at home and enjoy it with your parents. Page number 100. Some objects are made out of only one material. This towel is made out of cotton. Plastic ruler is made out of plastic. Rubber band is made out of rubber. Look at this pan. This is made out of more than one material. Handle is made out of plastic and the pan is made out of metal. Take your science workbook. Turn to page number 75. 2 at home, page number 75, 76, 77. 77 should be done according to question number 1. You have to fill this page using question number 1, part A, B, C and D. There is an activity you can do at home. You get the help of the parents and use internet or follow the books and find important buildings which are in the world and what are the materials used for those. I will show you an example. Taj Mahal is in India. It's a world famous building. It's built out of white marble. The material used to build it is white marble. Do you know that we can get back the materials used to make an object? Yes, we can. Not all, but some objects can be broken down into the materials they were made. The materials are used to make new objects. This is known as recycling. We can recycle plastic, metal, glass, paper. Let's see the advantages of recycling. Recycling is good for the environment. Reduces the amount of waste sent to the landfills and ocean landfills. So it reduces pollution. This is a picture of landfills. This is a picture of ocean fields. You can see lot of garbage thrown on land. And here there is a turtle. Lot of garbage you can see in sea water. If we recycle these things, the dumping garbage will be reduced on our land and ocean. Next, preserves landfills, caves and conserves natural resources. Recycling papers save trees. Number of cutting down trees will be reduced. Harmful chemicals and gases are released from rubbish in landfill sites. So recycling helps to reduce pollution caused by waste. Do the worksheet which is given on your workbook, page number 91 and 92. Read the instructions and fill in the blanks on both the pages. Look at page number 102 on your science textbook. We are going to discuss about what properties do materials have. What do you mean by property? Quality or characteristics. Look at the picture given there. There are two children and it's raining. Rita, what is she wearing? She is wearing a raincoat and Ari is wearing normal clothes. Rita's raincoat is made of plastic. Normal clothes that Ari is wearing are made of cotton, wool or any other fabric. Rita is staying dry as the raincoat, but you can see Ari is getting wet. Properties of materials: absorbency, waterproof, strength, hardness, flexibility, elasticity, heat conductivity, magnetic and transparency. Let's look at the meaning of absorbent. Able to soak up liquid. Waterproof. Does not allow liquid to be absorbed or pass through. Let's look at page 103. There is an experiment to do. Why do we do this? To show the absorbency of different materials. Let's see how to do this experiment. Materials we need: a square piece of plastic, a square piece of cotton cloth, the same size and thickness. You have to take like this. Instructions: pour 50 milliliters of water into tray A and 50 milliliters of water into tray B. Second step, use the square piece of plastic to wipe tray A and the square piece of cloth to wipe tray B. Step 3, compare the trays. Observe which tray has less water left after being wiped. There is a question at the end of the experiment. Which piece of material is better able to dry the tray? Why do you think this is so? You have to try this activity at home. Now we will guess. The cotton cloth is the answer. What is the reason for that? It is absorbent while the plastic is waterproof. Let's see what did we do to ensure a fair test in this experiment. Only one variable should be changed in a fair test, which is the type of material in this experiment. We use two materials, plastic and cloth. We had to ensure the size and thickness of the materials, amount of water and their wiping time are the same. What can you conclude from this experiment? The cloth is more absorbent than plastic. Therefore, the cloth is better able to dry the tray. Turn to page 104 in your textbook. Now we are going to see the property strength. A material that is strong can support a heavy load without breaking. We are going to compare a nylon string and a cotton string and see which is stronger. We have tied up a brick to the nylon string and also to the cotton string. Nylon string will not break, but the cotton string will break. This shows that nylon is stronger than cotton. You can do this at home using a plastic fork and a metal fork. Finally, see what is the strongest out of them. Look at this. This is a hammer. The head of the hammer is made of metal. Is it a good idea to make a hammerhead using plastic? No. The hammerhead made of plastic will break when it hits a nail which is made of metal. So that's the reason to make a hammerhead with metal. Look at page number 79 in the workbook. Tom went fishing. One day, he tried to catch a fish with a fishing line made of cotton. But it broke. Why do you think cotton is not a suitable material for making a fishing line? This is the answer. It is not strong enough to support the weight of a fish. Look at the second picture. Tom changed his fishing line to one made of nylon. This time he was able to catch a fish of the same size without the line breaking. What does this tell you about nylon when compared to cotton? nylon is stronger than cotton. Look at the third picture. The next day, Tom tried to catch a fish with the same size nylon line, but it broke. What could be a reason why his nylon fishing line was not strong enough this time? Answer. The fish was bigger and heavier. The nylon fishing line was not strong enough to support the weight of this fish. Last question. What can Tom do to his fishing line if he does not want it to break again the next time he goes fishing? He should use a thicker nylon string. You all try this activity at home. Hardness. A material that is hard can withstand scratches. We are going to show the hardness between glass and wood. Hardness. A material that is hard can withstand scratches. Now we are going to do a scratch test that shows some materials such as glass are harder than other materials such as wood. I will show you that. There is no scratch mark on the glass. This is a wood. I may do the scratch test here. You can see there is a deep stretch mark on it. You too try this activity at home. Now when we compare glass and wood, we can say glass is harder than wood. You should not forget that an object that is hard does not mean that will not break. Glass is a good example of a hard material that is easily broken. Turn to page number 81 and 82 in your workbook. Read the instructions and do the activity. At the end of the activity, there is a question on page number 82. They ask us to arrange the materials, put metal, plastic and ceramics below in order of hardness. You have to start with the hardest substance first. There will be 3 answers, acceptable answers. Ceramics, metal, wood, plastic. Ceramics, metal, plastic, wood. Metal, ceramics, plastic, wood. Here, in this activity, we can compare metal, ceramic and plastic, wood separately. Now I am going to discuss about the property flexibility. Some materials are flexible, some are rigid. Flexible can bend easily without breaking and return to its original size. Rigid, stiff and not easily bent. Now I will show you some objects which are flexible and rigid. Materials that are flexible and the materials that are not flexible. Towel made of cotton, ruler made of plastic. This is flexible. Nail made of iron, fork, spoon, scissor made of steel. The handle is made of plastic and the wooden piece is rigid. Remember, all plastics are not flexible. Some plastics are made to be rigid so as to fit the purpose of products. Rigid plastics are used to make computer, housing, luggage, etc. Elasticity. A material that is elastic can stretch easily without breaking. Examples: rubber band, balloon, some fabrics such as socks. Look at this. It doesn't break. Balloon, rubber band. Heat conductivity. What do you mean by the following words? Conductor. A material that allows heat or electricity to pass through quickly. Good conductor of heat. A material that allows heat to pass through it easily. Poor conductor of heat. A material that does not allow heat to pass through it easily. Look at this frying pan. The handle of the frying pan is made of plastic. Plastic only allows heat to pass through it slowly. So the handle will not get easily hot. So that is easy for us to hold the pan using the handle. The pan is made of metal. The metal allows heat to pass through it easily, so that the pan can heat up quickly to cook food. Think about cooking utensils in your kitchen. They are made of metal. What is the reason? Because metal is a good heat conductor. So, how do we move these hot objects? We should use tools such as oven gloves and pot holders. Why is that? Pot holders and oven gloves are made of poor conductor of heat. I will tell you to do a small activity at home. Put your hand near a hot cup of water, but do not touch it. Then you will feel warm to your hand. That means air is a good conductor of heat. Turn to page number 83 and 84 in your science workbook. Do this activity with an adult. Do not do it alone. You can do it at home if you can find these materials. You need to find wooden spoon, metal spoon, plastic spoon and ceramic spoon. Let's discuss another property of material. Magnetic. Magnetic materials. Materials that can be attracted by magnets. Most metals are magnetic. Non-magnetic materials. Materials that cannot be attracted by magnets. Not all metals are magnetic. Many materials are non-magnetic. As examples, glass, plastic, rubber, wood. They are not attracting to magnets. Hold the magnet over some toothpicks and paper clips. Observe what happens. This experiment shows that wood is a non-magnetic material and the steel is a magnetic material. Now we are going to discuss the last property of materials, transparency. Transparency is a measure of the amount of light that can pass through a material. Different materials have different degree of transparency. Transparency. Transparent, translucent, opaque. Materials that allow most light to pass through them are transparent. Glass, plastic bottles, glass bottles. Materials that allow some light to pass through them are translucent. Thin fabric and frosted glass are some examples. Materials that do not allow light to pass through them are opaque. Ceramic, wood. You can find the transparency of the materials at home by using a torch, as mentioned in this page. Some other properties that materials may have. Breaks easily, does not break easily. Non-shiny, shiny. Heavy, light. Rough, smooth. Able to sink, able to float. Conducts electricity, does not conduct electricity. Now let's see some examples. These coins, shiny, non-shiny. Does not conduct electricity, conducts electricity. Smooth, rough. Able to float, able to sink. Try this activity which is on page 109. You can do this at home with your parents. Do the activity 5 in your science workbook, page number 85 and 86. And also do the activity which is on page 87. To do this activity, refer to page 108 of your science textbook. Some properties of materials will be used to complete the answers on this page. Do you know that properties and the uses of materials are changed when they are made into objects? Look at page 109. Sand is used to make glass. Clay is used to make bricks. Crude oil is used to make plastic. Turn to page 110 in the textbook. How do we choose materials to make objects? Look at the picture. Ari is carrying a teapot. The teapot is made out of chocolate. Is chocolate a suitable material for the teapot? No, because chocolate melts easily of high temperature. What material should be used to make the teapot? Clay, porcelain, ceramic or glass would be suitable. You can understand now what will happen if we choose unsuitable materials to make objects. We should choose materials for specific purposes or functions based on their properties. There are 3 questions to be asked by ourselves when choosing a material to make an object. What is the object used for? What special properties must the object have to serve its purpose? Which materials have these special properties? What is this object? This is an umbrella. Let's see how to choose a material to make this. I discussed 3 questions before. What is the object used for? This is used to avoid getting wet during the rain or to stay dry. What special properties must the object have to serve its purpose? The cover It must be waterproof and light. The frame must be strong and hard. The handle must be light. You know, we should use fabric for the cover, metal for the frame, and plastic for the handle. Turn to page number 93 in your science workbook and do the worksheet number 2, and also page number 94. Read page number 112 and 113 in your science textbook by yourself about the choice of different materials used to make different objects. Do the activity 7, which is on your workbook, page number 89 and 90, and also page number 95. Study the summary given on page 114. There is an experiment given on page number 150. We did a similar test before in page 103. Here we test the absorbency of two materials. Here too we have taken cotton handkerchief and plastic sheet. Read the question and answer in a separate paper. After that, compare your answers with the answers given in the textbook. Read about liquid wood given in your science textbook on page 116 and answer my questions after reading the text. Now we have come to the end of the lesson. I hope you all learn the lesson well. I will give you 3 worksheets to be done at home. Thank you.